Welcome back, folks. Another black screen for just a moment as, there we go, the game loads in, as is officially now on the European server with these two fine players. Although, I gotta say, with my slight bias, I do fear ZvT finals may be in store, because he's such a good goddamn player. To the bottom right, playing for Team Liquid, it's the Red Zerg, Snute.
In the top left, luckily, the caster curse, Rifkin predicting a ZvT. We will get a TVZ finals. It's my boy, souL.
Yeah, but did you just like... Did you just counter that by saying, no, guys, Rifkin predicted the ZvT. I'm predicting the ZvT. Like, dude. The
thing is, you had more confidence, so it's gonna, you know, you said it first. It's gonna be souL taking the series. I got my money on him.
By the way, I love a small aside here. This happens not just with MCanning, but pretty much everybody I've worked with to date, whether it's a player or not. Everyone's better at one matchup than the others, right? Like, you know your matchup best. You don't necessarily know the others. I love MCanning tells me, all right, I don't know much about TVZ. I'm gonna just BS my way through this matchup. And I'm like, you know what? You can still just enjoy it and have fun. That's like most of what we do on base trade anyways, right? I don't think that would fly like a WCS cast, but here it's all good. My favorite thing of all time, though, is realizing, because this is for me years of this, right? If this was my first cast with somebody else doing it, I wouldn't know this. But it's amazing watching, actually, the weaknesses of people through their other matchups. Like, there are some guys who play random, sure, but they still don't know everything about everything. Like, I'm not going to start naming names to out people, but I remember for a long time, now it's the case, but Colossus did not do bonus damage versus Light, and I cast with somebody a while ago who was convinced it did bonus damage to Banelings. So I'm like... You're a semi-pro player. How do you not know? Like, I for example too, for years I thought ghosts were light units for some reason, not realizing they're just tagged as psionic. Like, everyone's got their weaknesses in the game. So I'm just gonna say this, and I bring it up not to shame you, but dude, just roll with it, own it. Who cares? TVZ is gonna be a lot of fun. Got good players playing.
Yep. But you heard it here first from the man himself. Rifkin, after casting multiple years, now knows everything. So
yeah, definitely super. What I've known. I'm definitely known for being right about things I talk about. That's yep. People know my channel for my high GM quality analysis. Also, by the way, we missed a $5 donation earlier. I gotta match it up with this one, and of course, Laser SEQ did a quick supply drop for the MCan man and flew off, as he always seems to do. But Diesel Max Power, who I haven't read this message yet, I'm still, hang on. All I know is that this guy hates how much I hate Protoss, but still shows up to the shows to fight the good fight. He talks the talk when it comes to the MCan man himself, and I'm sure this message is gonna have something to do with that. So let's get into it. He says, I feel like I'm witnessing history here. One day I'll tell my grandkids stories that start with, ever since MCanning single-handedly redefined the way StarCraft 2 games are cast, ... I
mean, he's not wrong. He's not. I mean, one day this is your channel, maybe tomorrow this is my channel. Who knows? Who knows where this is gonna go?
Just buy me out, dude. Use that MCan mansion, set up a mortgage. But yo, I like to think of that statement too as kind of like, everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. Everything changed with MCan and got into casting.
I also, small note, souL picking up the first creep tumor, pretty nice. Not a big deal because Snute's got queens on queens, but small little piece. souL showing up to play.
And there's a couple cool things about this, right? First off, it's bio. We're just seeing a lot of Terran players just kind of relegate themselves to playing mech. Maybe it's easier, maybe it's better. souL's been a pretty consistent bio player for a very long time, but I do know he can play mech, so I'm not sure if he'll pull that out versus Snute. Good player though, if you guys don't know a lot about, because everyone knows Snute, not a lot of people might not, you might not know a lot about souL. But we had him come out to Toronto last year. He played in a tournament. He's very good. Like, I think one of the top Terrans in Europe for sure. Maybe not the top Terran, but he's up there. And I think that he's got the chops to take on Snute. I think this series, I'm just going to be that guy. It's probably going to be a 2-1 in favor of Snute, but I think we're going to see souL play magnificently in all these games. He's not a slacker, and he puts in the effort, even in just low-stake cups like this.
Yeah, he's definitely been a player that's been on the rise for quite some time. He's got a pretty good name for himself. A lot of people respect him and think he's a really good player right now, and I have to agree. He's a really strong player, and he's gonna bring Snute to his breaking point, I think. It's going to be a close series. I agree. It looks like we do see bio, double engineering bay, and barracks. So not mech this game, but it will be interesting to see if he goes for, you know, some pushes, because there are quite a few mech builds that came in pretty strong. Hellions coming to the third.
Yeah, we see this get some roasty toasty. Snute should be pretty quick to that draw, though. We see him kind of pseudo split with the queens pushing this off. So not too bad. The sport color obviously would mix things up too. But one of the things I like about TVZ, even if you are like, there's so many different ways to play each version of this, right? Like, first question is like going down like a choose your own adventure story, right? Mech or bio? Okay, it's bio. Are you going for like the tank parade push? Are you going for multiple drops? Like, for now, it's gonna be a couple of medevacs, but we'll see if this kicks up. There's been this kind of trending way to play, though. I've really enjoyed watching like the double to triple factory tanks. But that's starting to fall off now too, because Vipers are back and tanks start falling off with Blinding Clouds. So we start seeing Liberators come back to deal with Ultras. And this matchup's all over the place. And I don't think it'll be Snute that dictates the pacing of it. I think it is going to be on souL, but we'll see how he plays this. Because for now, that's a lot of Marines. Yeah,
it's a lot of Marines. And just looks like maybe a 1-1, okay, double medvac drop. That's the beauty of StarCraft, though. You talked about it. Is like it's just the meta just keeps changing around. Players find an edge in one place, and they use it in another place, and just the meta shifts. You know, you see Liberators, you don't see Liberators, you see Mech, you don't see. It keeps moving around. It's really, really cool to see. Really like to talk about Snute's vision here. Beautiful creeps on the left-hand side, sees both these medvacs with 3 overlords. Just incredible vision. Nothing is going to surprise Snute here.
Yeah, he sees us coming from a mile away, so the Lings are already back in the main and pretty much in position. Queens, souL going to pick away the medevacs, and souL says, nah, not going to happen. Hellions trying to go back for round 2, but Snute did leave some Zerglings because he saw these coming. He's so good at StarCraft.
He said, if Mana's not making it to the finals, we need one Team Liquid representative. I got to do it. Well played. Good early defense, and yeah, I like, you know, both just a pretty heavy macro game, and Snute's got the actual third, while souL does not have the actual third, so
oh wow,
interesting to see where they take this.
So Snute's on 9 queens. It's been a little bit of time actually, because we haven't cast Snute in some time. He's been so busy prepping for WCS, he hasn't had the availability to play in a lot of our cups. But kind of forgot how heavy on queens this guy likes to go, and it's a good way to deflect early game aggression.
Right. Nice little job killing off some creep. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Snute and souL are 2 guys that have been great players of usually weekly cups. You said you haven't seen Snute in a while. These are 2 guys that do a good job participating in a lot of events. Am I correct in saying that?
For sure with souL. Like I said, Snute has in the past been very consistent, but more recently not so much. But participation aside, actually, a small note to make that's very interesting to me is Baneling Nest is done. Baneling Speed's finishing up, but there's no Banelings at all. Right, it's all that gas into Hydras. Right. There's a big push coming out here. souL with a very strong lead, just clearing the creep. Nice timing here. The creep's not here to spot this yet. No Banelings even started. This is a really dangerous timing, though. Queen's going to soak a lot of that damage, which is nice, as the Lings try and fall back. But, I mean, this is Snute moving on to Hive Tech. This is the weak point. This is when souL needs to get the damage done. So this attack was necessary. He's starting to get that supply lead. Sitting there at 77 to 49. Queens are gone. Hydras are disappeared. No Banelings to be seen. Snute's in a lot of trouble. Unbelievable timing here. Beautiful play from souL. I don't think Snute can hold on. Incredible execution. He snipes down the creep tumors, denying the vision, and then hits up with a very fast follow-up attack. Mother and takes game 1. Incredible. Honestly, really well played. I mean, the decision-making, the strong builds. He caught Snute, of course, teching up, going to Hive, a lot of drones. But, you know, really well executed. I mean, if you look at souL's build there, he snipes that creep. He makes that double medvac. He moves it from the main to the third, snipes the creep. And then when there's no vision, he attacks again. And this time, you know, there were no Banelings out. So that's one game I think Snute's going to feel a little bit sad about, where he thinks, man, if I just made a few Banelings there, I might have been able to hold that. But, you know, kudos to souL denying the vision. Snute just didn't really see that push coming. And as I like to say, when you don't see the push coming and it attacks you, it's always going to be hard to hold. So yeah, well played. I actually going to shift gears for a sec. Pretty big announcement just been made. Euronics Gaming leaving StarCraft 2 and also consequently Nurtio. It's a little bit sad because I mean, it makes sense. The branding was kind of whatever. I don't know. I thought they made a really good pairing with Nurtio. I'm actually really sad. That's wow. That's pretty big news. Especially because Nurtio's been so successful and. Well, he's got that Red Bull sponsorship. Like, Nurtio is kind of a big deal, in my opinion, even if he's not winning every single cup he gets into. So, I think it's pretty safe to assume we're going to see Expert pick him up, if I had to guess. Team Expert's just trying to remake old Acer. But, I don't know. Maybe he'll go somewhere else, or maybe he'll do the expected. Either way, I think Nurtio will land on his feet. I'm not worried about that at all. Just a bit surprising. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Interesting. It's kind of sad.
end of an era, as it were.
Yeah, things seem to come and go pretty.
I mean, it's weird though
nowadays
because
in StarCraft.
it was Nurchio, and see, I like when I think of Nurchio, I think of him with that Red Bull hat. So maybe I wonder if there was they were like, well, Red Bull.
No,
Who knows?
I'm with you. That's my thought as well. But, Red Bull doesn't pay us, so I'm not saying their name anymore on stream. No, that's actually, I like I said, I think Nurchio will be fine. But we're waiting on souL to join us. Oh, finally, third time's the charm. Players say they're ready, so let's hop into Catalyst, and we'll see you guys for game number 2. All right, folks, welcome back. Game 2 kicking underway, and if you can believe it, this guy at the bottom right is the one up 1-0, and he's looking to try and close it out. Pretty cheesy game number 2. In the bottom, we've got the blue Terran souL, which is ironic because he apparently doesn't have one.
In the top left, trying to make it 1-1, wanting to bring up the ZvT finals. Looking to bring it back, it is Snute.
Please, Snute, don't play greedy. I'm just sitting here like, don't do hatch gas pool. Hatch pool, fine. Don't do hatch gas pool because double proxies starting right outside of his base. Now, this is not a version, like this is why I bring this up. This is not a version that has gas. He's not doing the Reaper version of this. This is like Marines into the bunker, into the, oh, I wish I had made Roaches and Ravagers.
Wow. Yeah, this is...
Ooh.
This would be a tough way for Snute to lose. You know, you never like losing to cheese, and especially to eliminate. You'll see if he's able. I like coming out. This is pretty common on this map, from what I know in TVZ. You do see a decent amount of proxies on this map. I'm surprised that second Overlord. Oh, the Overlord is kind of scouting for it. Maybe the second one. I mean, scouting for proxies, but it's not going to scout this.
Okay, so we'll talk more about this in a sec. Quick, big shout out to Monty and $10 just came in saying that was a heart and soul fight. First off, respect for the pun. Secondly, thank you for the bucks. Splitting that with MCAN after the cast. But this scouting is a problem. The build order might not be, though. So I was kind of wincing about the whole don't go gas or hatch gas pool. Obviously, it's not ideal. You'd love to have Zerglings and Queens out much sooner. But by going for this, he'll have the gas to actually swap into Roaches if this is a problem. He'll have the gas to make Ravagers if this is a problem. Because breaking these bunkers is not so easily done with Zerglings.
Right. And we do see him setting up. A lot of queens. A lot of queens. Lings on the way. Lucky. Yeah. The good thing for Snute was he did see it in time enough where he didn't make any extra drones, and now the Lings are coming out. But the bunkers almost completing already. It's getting very scary for Snute here.
The queens are pretty important, not just for their ranged attack, but for the creep tumors they can spread and prevent the bunkers from advancing, especially once the hatchery goes down. If he can pull that off in the back, but like easier said than done. These Zerglings are just shown at the top side. Evo Chamber. Oh, he's gonna try and. Oh,
drops it looks like.
Yeah, is he gonna ferry his own Zerglings out of the base? This one way to do it. I mean, souL's gonna be putting so much money in this wall, as we can already see. 4 bunkers, excuse me. He's gonna have nothing at home. All Snute has to do is find a way to get past this, and most of the time we see players try to break it, right? You get the Ravagers, Corsair Bile, poke at it, but that gives the Terran player tons of time to respond. This, for Snute, will be a very direct way to get out of his base and run directly across the map into what is probably a wall, but he knows this, so a Baneling Nest comes down to bust it. This is so sick.
Yeah, this is a really nice choice, but, you know, the SCV sacrificing and scouting, we see souL bringing the Marine down as well. He knows something is up. He will be able to scout this, and he does see Lings coming across the map. A huge scout for souL here.
Oh.
He will. Yeah, this is really well played. The game sense, he knew he's got 3 bunkers here. He said, you know what can I lose to? And he knows that the pressure is coming. Will he be able to hold?
Okay, this is where it gets a little bit funky, because the Zerglings obviously much faster. They get to this base pretty quick. They've got time to morph into Banelings. And of course, the classic misconception is 6 Banelings to kill a wall, right? You put 6 because the first one almost always dies, but with nothing up here, he only needs 5. Snute is playing this precisely the way he needs to.
Yeah, and Kenny's trying to get in, right? Wow, he breaks down the wall. The Lings are in. Huge supply block. The Marines still trying to come back. How many drones? He's going to need a lot of drones here to make this worth it.
That Bailey sitting on the ramp too is going to catch a lot of the SCVs, putting at 1 health.
Oh, gets the Hellion and weakens up a ton of SCVs. Huge damage. Beautiful counterattack here.
And he's realized too, with all the rings having been pulled, there's only one in that bunker. He's going to have no problem tearing that down. Zergling's also just running circles around this. He can't build anything right now.
Wow. 13 drones falling. A huge counterattack here by Snute. Marines
is he in the factory? There's the cancel. There's the lift. Oh my god. This game.
Now, if souL can hold on, he still has a chance. Second command center is done. Well, the hatchery has just started with the Lings. More Lings flying across the map. He needs to get this wall. He needs to get it.
He blocked sword to deny it.
Oh, no, not like this. So many Lings. The wall comes down now, but the factory's going to fall.
Yeah, it's going to die. Opens that bad boy right up.
And this is going to go Snute.
This was pretty close to holding, though. Like, souL was really close to making this look viable. The second CC finished up, Mules could have carried him through SCV losses, but Snute holds. He ties it up 1-1.
Wow. I mean, with that opener, it looked like souL was in a very good spot. He got the bunkers. He killed the hatch. But, yeah, well played by Snute. That hurt my heart at the end there, though, when you're trying to land the building.
Oh, dude.
And, like, your units are in the way, and then when they get out of the way, then the Lings come in, and you're just like, that's not how that was supposed to go.
The worst...
honestly, the wall gets down there, he has a chance to hold on, turn into a game.
I'm trying... Yeah, the worst, most frustrating thing I've ever experienced was... wait, is souL not in that channel? He's not. Map. Terran player. You got the probe being really annoying outside your base. You played a little greedy, so you're swapping over your reactor. Boom, builds a pylon underneath, and you're just like, kill me. I don't want to play this game anymore.
I personally love that.
I know you probably love that. I know you probably love that, dude. But those feels. That's what I was feeling watching that game, man.
Okay.
The factory, just burning slowly, trying to land desperately. I'm just like, oh, let's just stirring up some emotions. Been there before, man.
That was smart play. The banding nest, the link flood.
Well, it's smart play and just so impressive because I really want to reiterate this, right? As we get the lobby up here. Snute played that precisely the way he needed to. Like, there was almost no mistakes made. The small flaws are like, oh, okay, he wasn't paying attention to 2 Zerglings that popped out of the natural, so he lost him to a bunker. You know, minor things like that. That was actually just so well handled all around, though. Like, I'm nerding out about this, guys, because it was, like, perfect play.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing, if souL maybe could have recalled his Marines to his main CC, he might have had a chance there. But, doesn't play Protoss, so unlucky. Ooh! A Biogenesis! This could be fun.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, it's the funny map. It's kind of short. It's got the backwards symbol. Let's not talk about that. But yeah, there's no intro for it, so we can show you guys the preview as we get into this.
Ooh.
But this map has not been picked much. Actually, through the entirety of while we're casting DreamHack, I think we cast on this like twice. Like, this is really not the common picked map, but it's an interesting one because of its natural ramps. I say ramps plural on purpose, and we'll show you guys why here in just a moment. But it's tied up 1-1, kicking off Game 3, seeing which of these two players goes on to the finals that fight off against souL. It looks like Rifkin's 2-1 prediction might not be so crazy. Because in the top left, looking to seal the deal, it's the Red Zerg, Team Liquid Snute.
In the bottom right, the man who I think is going to have a creative build up his sleeve here. On Biogenesis, maybe some tanks on the low ground, something frisky. It is souL. Now, this
frisky
is a map
being the description, by the way. That was awesome.
This is a map. It's interesting. I see some players not liking this map. It seems to be one of the lesser liked maps, I would say. But what I will say is, every single map pool, there is one small map. We had Arena. We had Battle of Boardwalk. We always have a small map, and this is the small map. And so usually the small map is disliked, right? Battle of Boardwalk was quite not liked last time. So
by non-Terran players.
True. But, you know, this map, I'll tell you, the thing about these small maps like a Biogenesis is it gets you out of your comfort zone. You really you play games that are not standard. So it creates really cool games where you have to think on your feet and react.
Well, so there's some interesting gimmicks to this, and that's what I was going to get into. First off, I don't know if you've experienced this or not, but there's some really mind-gaming scouting things you can do on this map. We've actually seen a couple players already do this. Because of how big the mains are, it's really difficult to get all the way through and around. So we've seen some Protoss players build their gateways in the corner. It looks like a proxy at a glance. Terran players doing the same thing with barracks. But for me, the interesting gimmick, quote-unquote, comes to the way the ramps interact with the natural base, right? You get your regular wall off here. This isn't so crazy. This isn't so different. But much like on, I think it was, I want to say Blackpink. I'm actually forgetting now at the top of my head. There's a lot of very awkward ramps that create engagements here that are going to be strange. You can knock down these rocks, for example, and close this off. Meaning your opponent can only come in through a skinny ramp instead of a fat ramp like you're used to seeing. There's another path we can go all the way around for. You brought up the topic of tanks, and I think that this area is so well covered by tanks. There's a lot of good things going for Terran when it comes to the defense.
Right,
not to
and
mention
actually,
low-ground friskiness.
Yeah. I've had some. Every time I play this map, it's something weird happens. Ooh, lot of links, 6 links. The Reaper has to come home.
That's got to be a cancel, dog. That's a cancel for me, dog.
Is it a cancel?
I think he should just start it up here now faster. He played a little bit greedy going for the reactor as quick as he did, so he's got nothing to kill these lings.
Reaper's here though, and it's only 6 lings.
Ooh, might be able to save it
then.
Oh, let's get surrounded. Oh,
nice bait. Wow, nice control here from souL, making Snute go on the SCV and the Reaper. I mean, there's no more links in the production, but a Roach Warren. Gonna be a huge Roach pressure coming out.
Snute delayed this so much. Okay, so it is better they didn't cancel it. I thought the Reaper was still across the map. My bad. But this was still a situation where this delayed it for a long period of time. Like, you have a starport that's almost finishing before the command center.
This was beautiful decision-making here from Snute. The 6 links bring the Reaper back so it can't scout, and now it can't scout these roaches, and they're already coming, and there's Hellions on the way. Oh, is this going to be double sight? Oh, more Hellions. This is looking very scary for souL. And this is what happens on this map. A lot of weird things you don't know. There's so many Reaper spots on this map. I'm surprised souL is not going in the main, but
what's so sick about this is what you brought up actually precisely. Like, he'll see the roaches now, but is it too late?
Beautiful reaction.
Because Cyclones aren't even going to be the answer. If you get Ravagers on the front line, Cyclones do no damage to Ravagers.
Yeah, Medvac's coming out, though. We'll be able to micro it around, instantly cancel the double Hellion to trade out for double Cyclone. He's going to have to stall. I mean, we see the worker counts are basically the same. 2-base Snute is basically all in here, but if he gets enough damage done, getting the Viking to cancel out the Overlord high ground vision. I like souL's reaction. See if he'll be able to hold it. A lot of roaches are here, though. 7 drones in the way as well.
You tried to get that bunker up, which would have been real nice. The Cyclone timing, though, are you kidding me? That was so perfect. Reaper blows them away, picks up in the medevac, and souL with some sick micro tricks deflects Snute's attack.
Yeah, really nice.
There's like, I'm not going to say lucky because he's an unskilled player, but there was some serious luck with the timing on those Cyclones coming out exactly where they did, when they did, as close to the roaches as they possibly could get. Snute, no time to make Ravagers.
Yeah, now souL's got a really strong army, and now he's going to force out more roaches, which means Snute can't make drones. Snute's still not on lair tech, or not going for that. I mean, he's just really far behind on tech, behind on drones. It's a biogenesis. Crazy things are happening. And I think, yeah, really well played by souL. That's the thing about StarCraft. It's hard to explain, but it's literally sometimes just a matter of seconds. You know, the Reaper just scouts it, and if the Reaper scouts it a few seconds later, the Cyclones aren't done as fast. Maybe the Hellions, he waits for the Hellions to finish. StarCraft's a crazy game, man, because the Hellions could have finished.
See, that's the beautiful thing about this that translates no matter what race you're playing. The value of scouting in StarCraft is always there. It's always prevalent, and as you said, like 1 second of difference could have been those Hellions completing. No chance to cancel, then you have no money for Cyclones, right? Like,
or if they were like 70% of the way done, it's like, do I actually cancel these? Do I let them finish and then go Cyclones? You know, you have so many different spots, but he scouted it where the Hellions were just starting, and then he instantly made the Cyclones. Ooh,
no Spore Crawlers. Cloak Banshee follow up to this. These Queens are going to die in the initial defense, and if Snute holds on, you're thinking, whew, I'm still in this, and then the Banshees come in and you can't shoot up.
Yeah, nice decision making, nice build here from souL. Big pressure, putting a lot of pressure. Will he be able to break Snute here? Only roaches on the line.
Note that he prioritized the Queens, guys. He knows that the Banshees are going to be what wins in this game.
Oh yeah, nice call. Very smart play. Good follow up. I don't know if Snute has enough roaches. Only roaches on the production tab here. Banshees coming out, and this army in general is so good versus roaches. The Cyclones both at 100 health still. I don't think Snute can hold on.
I gotta bring this up, guys. If souL's about to win this game, and this is like 10 quality season finals we're about to have happen, right? Like foreigner versus Korean, it's underdog versus like overlord. I love this, and souL beating Snute is really impressive. We'll see if he can pull it off versus. Well, I guess we shouldn't. It's not over till it's over, but I mean this is looking pretty grim.
He's up 20 SCVs with Cloak Banshee on the way, no detection. Oh, he's got one spore at the third. So,
but the one in the main is the one that's needed, and it's not here, so she's gonna start raining hell from above. There's the tap out, ladies and gentlemen. souL will take this series 2-1 and go on to the finals where he'll fight against Solar.
Wow.
This is so cool though, because like we've had so many of these Korean versus foreigner moments, but they always take place in the round of 8. They take place in the round of 16. They don't take place in the grand finals that often. So this is awesome.
Yeah, really nice run for souL. He's beaten Bly, and now Snute, and who else did he play?
Raze, although I don't know what Raze is.
Raze is a really good North American Terran. He's yeah, well played. Nice run for him here. Really nice run for him.
Now I remember who Raze is. Yeah. So guys, it's gonna be the North American server, because it's the middle ground between the two, between Korea and Europe. It'll be on Central. If these guys want to rotate West and East with losers pick too, like we put these rules down for like server preferences just if you can't decide on an option, but preference is always what the players agree to do is what we'll roll with. But the money is here for this, right? It's $60 for first place, $40 for second. There's not that big of a disparity, so both players are going to walk away today with some nice change in their pockets. On that note, thank you very much to Terrorine for the $6. Says thank you for the entertainment. This casting duo needs to happen more. M Canning is love, M Canning is life. Let's see some chat emotes, can fam, heart, hashtag rep the can fam. Then Blood Rage just now, 8 months, thank you. 8 months, we almost made a baby already. Oh dude, I gotta tell you, I've got so many babies with so many people. I'm not gonna make a good daddy, I'll tell you that. I'm gonna be an absentee father, not on purpose. But we also had Stig Vatland come in with a 15-month resub. Dexbot, thank you for the 10 months. Obviously, thank you for gifting the whoever that was earlier to the BaseTradeTV bot, the M-Canny sub. But guys, we're gonna go to commercial break. It's a best of 5 grand finals coming up. We'll see you soon.